The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to quote from yesterday's throne speech. For too long, Manitoba's approach to economic development has lacked focus, driven by short-term, politically expedient decisions. I couldn't agree more. 2 years ago, in December 2016, the Premier announced the members of his enterprise team. 1 year later, the Premier announced to the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce he paid Deloitte $150,000 to tell them his government had no plan, and a new team was appointed to come up with another one. That team's new plan is supposed to have timelines and action. Good for that. Why has it taken more than 2.5 years for this government to come up with an economic growth strategy?
The Honourable First Minister.
Why has it taken the member a lifetime to come up with an economic development strategy that says 2 words: raise taxes? Madam Speaker, we're not interested in the member's advocacy for job creation because, Madam Speaker, frankly, he's never created one. And the fact of the matter is people in Manitoba are ready to invest in this province. People around the country and the world are proving this is the place to invest. And that's why we lead the country of Canada in attracting private sector capital investment. This government will keep working hard to attract capital to this province because capital at risk creates jobs here and economic growth gives families the security they deserve.
The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition on a supplementary question.
The Premier is mistaken. I've helped a number of companies acquire venture capital and created a number of jobs. But moving on, look north. There are extremely serious economic issues in the north, Madam Speaker. The Employers' Council of Manitoba has pointed to the loss of hundreds of jobs that pay well being lost in Thompson and elsewhere, and a further slowdown as hydro projects are completed. The $150,000 Deloitte report, which stated that the government, quote, is unable to articulate a forward-looking strategy for the Manitoba economy, end quote, also recommended the creation of a central economic development agency for the whole province to coordinate provincial efforts instead of a series of disconnected small ones. Why is this government, yet again, paying for reports whose advice it ignores?
The Honourable First Minister.
Why would the member who now has confirmed that he indeed is a great job creator and has attracted venture capital to the province of Manitoba make any proposal which says we should do other than that? We are attracting venture capital to this province. We are attracting it in record dollar amounts, and it's resulting in higher job creation numbers. The fact of the matter remains, Madam Speaker, that we need an economic development strategy moving forward that can work even better. And so being first in a number of key economic indicators is not enough for us. We want to move further ahead of second on the rankings in the country.
The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition on a final supplementary.
The companies the Premier is referring to are almost all companies from outside of Manitoba. I participated in some of the consultations run by Dave Angus and Barb Gamey with business and stakeholders here in Winnipeg. What I heard at that meeting from Manitoba companies and what I heard from Chamber of Commerce and entrepreneurs is their #1 issue is access to capital. There are companies run by Manitoba innovators and entrepreneurs who want to stay here in Manitoba but are forced to leave because they can only get capital elsewhere. Manitoba has a capital drought, and it has been made worse by this government's inaction and lack of a plan, as well as the decision to freeze commercialization support for Manitoba businesses. What is this government going to do to improve access to capital for Manitoba entrepreneurs as they promised in their campaign in 2016?
The Honourable First Minister.
Capital spending on new residential properties here in Manitoba was second in the country last year. On industrial properties, it was second highest in the country. The member is concerned that we're attracting money from outside. Exclusively, we're not. We're attracting investment capital inside Manitoba as well. In fact, retail vehicle sales, as an example, which are generally done to people with people in Manitoba in mind, lead the country in the past 18 months. Private sector capital spending growth is ranks first in the country, Madam Speaker. And these are private sector capital investors from Manitoba who are choosing, and they could invest anywhere else, but they're choosing to invest in Manitoba. I encourage the member to get with the program and start to realize that Manitoba is moving forward, attracting capital, attracting job creation and growth, and that Manitoba families are better off for it.